Hello and welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, great and fine. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most important topics, English language. I've got my partner here. He is Mr. Bilal Hamza. So, Mr. Bilal Hamza, I just want to have something from you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much for having me. And it's so warm here and so great to be here. So I can go on. Let's start.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I told you at the beginning that we're talking about one of the most important things, English language. So, what's your definition for English?
Well, as we know, one of the most powerful tools that humans have ever made, it's language. And from all of these languages that we have, English has become one of the most powerful languages in the world due to some reasons. First of all, it's clear, easy, and it is the source of technology. So I believe English is nowadays a powerful tool that you can use to do almost anything in life.
Yes, exactly. So you said that English is language, so it could also convey this meaning that it is used for communication among the people. So this communication can be for some reasons, as you mentioned, one of which is technology. So in today's tech world, so how do you assess or evaluate English usage?
Well, that's a brilliant topic or question to be raised. Well, I believe that English is the language of communication as well, and also technology, as I said. I believe it's very, very related to technology because of two reasons. First, today, if you want to learn anything through internet, you just go onto YouTube, Google, and search the word or the letter in English, you get lots of suggestions. So what actually you want? So for example, if I type the word itch, so they're gonna give me thousands of suggestions like how to cook, how to learn, how to speak, how to do. And the next reason is why it's rising because it is helping people connect, and it is the language of communication. It is connecting people all around the world. Let's say an example, if you go to any part of the world, you speak other language like your native language, people won't get a word of it. But by the time you start saying hello, they know what you're talking about. They're going to reply. 80 to 70% of the people going to reply to your question like hello.
Yes, that's actually kind of funny. So, you said that in the technology we use English. So it shows that English has become a part of everything in life. But here, there's also a tricky question. Uh, why should the people give a lot of value and importance to English to be the preferable language of technology? Besides that, we have lots of other international languages too.
Yeah, of course. But we gotta look at the most powerful countries. Like one of them is the United States, and they speak in English. So they're not actually completely controlling the tech world, but they're kind of the biggest part of tech world. Let's take Microsoft. Let's take Meta. Let's take Musk. Let's take all these giant companies, and they are an English-based country. So we can say that they are enhancing technology with the help of English as it's their native language. So we gotta look at English in this way. English is the language where you can develop any kind of skill you want. In tech, you can say if you are a good prompt writer for AI tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and XAI, which is the new one, latest one, Grook, if you are a perfect English prompt writer, you can make anything through ChatGPT, planning You can plan your schedule, you can plan your diet, you can plan your business, you can write the complete business plan. You can tell ChatGPT in English or any other language, but I prefer English. You can ask anything from ChatGPT or all these AI tools to do a specific task. So that's why I very, very strongly believe the language that we fortunately speak um, is making the world go round. What I mean by that? I mean by that if you know English, you are just as powerful as the United States.
Yes. So the gist of your saying can be concluded that we should concur that English is used as a language of power in the world. And also, as you said, it's used in most of powerful countries. So that's why the people value it more and more in today's life. So that's actually beside the point. We also have English as a source of everything in our life, right? For example, if you want to refer to any kinds of researchers or that are used for students to complete their project or just to do the assignments, they can also refer to the other sources of investigations or any other things to do whatever they want. So totally we can see the content in the world. So as we said, the communication is actually made when you know English around the world. So it means that it has become a part of our business too. But here, due to some reasons, some countries, for example, they might have been colonized by some other countries which were English-speaking countries in the past. And today we see the result, like India, as you said, one of those examples. Once they were actually colonized by one of the powerful countries in the world. And today we see its consequence that the people speak English very well. And also it's become...
And sorry to interrupt there. And they are like a good consequences, you say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could see
in a
it's...
better way.
Yeah. And also today we see that it has become the official language of the country. But would it be a kind of good solution for our country too if we chose English as an official language or maybe just a national language?
Well, that could be, but there are some political reasons that we cannot accept it as an official language. But still, I believe it's a good idea, perfect idea for the growth, for especially the growth of youngsters that we have today who are looking for opportunities abroad, who are looking for global recognition, and they basically need English.
Sure. So if you said the same story to your students, I think they might be motivated more than watching the motivational videos to indeed know more about English and also to know about its importance and the world, the way it's used. So just finding the job offers or anything else in the country, they can also master English to go abroad, just get from the country as a connotation we have for that. But it can also be a good way to make the people, especially the students, to get more and more confidence and to receive a lot of motivations out of these stories to know about the importance of English. So actually, here we have two sides. Sometimes you see that students are getting more and more encouraged, and sometimes the students are getting discouraged. But here, what can be the solution, in your own opinion, to make students believe that English is a need in today's world, so they have to thrive as much as possible to master it and to use it in a proper way to improve themselves?
First of all, let me clarify a statement that you just made, like escape the country. I don't know why people believe that escapism is gonna solve the problem. Remember, if you escape something, that means you are procrastinating it and making it worse for the next time. This is our motherland. This is our homeland. There must be, it's not a should or may or might, it is must. There must be somebody who think about the development of this country. And I believe there should be our youngsters.
So can English be one of those solutions?
Well, I believe English can be, of course, because a relationship in today's world, relationship communication is very necessary. About your second question, that how we're going to encourage students to learn and make English something compulsory for themselves, right? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a task. I usually do this with my students. I tell them, find me some information about a specific subject. Like, let's say, I'm telling them, what are the deadliest diseases? All right, they can find some basic information in their native language, which is Persian, Pashto, and they're going to give me basic information. Then I say, of course, I know them. Go deeper into it. And how do you think they're going to do that? They must use English. Why? Unfortunately, in our native language, we do not have lots of source. We do not have a lot of sources. They cannot cite any powerful source from Dari or Persian and Pashto. But if they knew English, they can even make a research paper about it from the different websites that provide medical or provide humanitarian information. So I will give them the first task. Task number 2, I make them practical. I say, go to a cafe. Imagine this cafe is in, let's not go further afar, it is in Pakistan. And there are many languages they speak in Pakistan. Let's take 2 official language, which is Urdu and English. If I say, would you like to study in a very prestigious university around the world? Of course, most of them say yes. And then I say, what do you need? The first thing they're going to say is English. Then I tell them, learn English. So, in this way, I think they're going to understand deeply and comprehend what I'm saying. So I'm giving them this kind of examples to encourage them, motivate them, to finally get them to learn English very professionally.
Yes, that's actually a great task to do and to make the students do it. But here we have something else among students that can be kind of misunderstanding. And they think that English just a medium of instruction, okay, among the people, and they should use it just to solve their problems, to communicate with the people. But they don't think about the positive points they also have, and they can also do it besides learning English. So how to make it easy for students?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, first of all, let me give you this opinion and the mindset and the people's belief that things should be easy. All right. And I believe, yes, I believe education should be like a game that we, even if we don't want it, it's like we are impatient about it. We want it. So if you see a game, so I'll make the English as interesting as I can. The first thing I tell my students is, guys, first try to speak. Now, for that, you need a bit of grammar. Now, the grammar should not be thought very deeply in the first basic levels. So, I try to speak as much as I can in the classes. I try to tell them, listen to anything you get in English. It doesn't matter. Is it a music, a song? Is it a movie? An interview, podcast, whatever it is, I tell them to listen and act out.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, we have two sides here, easiness and also the hardships throughout this journey to master English language. And lots of students think that learning English is so difficult, and also it's not easy. But to be real about it, everything is actually difficult if you think it is difficult. So everything turns back to the psychology of the people about learning. For example, here, if you don't have a lot of energy to do something, so you're going to be listless and without energy up to the end of that work or task. For example, if you want to learn English, so you have to be energetic, you have to be kind of sacrificing things to learn it. And the thing which is really funny for me among students, especially the people who are learning speaking, how to become a good speaker in our classes they join, they think that whenever they want to speak English, they have to prepare themselves before coming to the class or the session or to just join the speaking class. But here, I mostly told them that try to be spontaneously speaking. I mean, don't have any preparation for speaking in a class. Sometimes you might face the situations in which the people ask a question, and then you might say, "Oh, let me just a few minutes, and then I'll get back to answer the question." Is it possible? No, at all. So you have to be speaking spontaneously and also without any preparations, any prefaces, or anything else. So speaking is really a big challenge for students. As you said, the repetition, besides imitation, both are the critical points of becoming a good speaker. Yeah, that's true. So here, let's get into these elaborate parts of English. I mean, the skills, the macro skills and also the micro skills that we have. So among the macro skills that we have, listening, speaking, reading, writing, mostly the productive skills are so hard for students. So I believe that, for example, if you want to be a good writer, you need to be a good reader. If you want to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. So what do you think about the study plan for students to become a good speaker? And what should they do specifically to become a good speaker?
Well, that's a good point to be mentioned. Personally, as my experience, the students who listen a lot and who take notes are better speakers. Why? The other day, there was a debate competition between students. So what I did, I have many students, of course. So there is a student, she asked me to give her some podcasts. So I gave her podcast. She's been asking me lots of phrases from the podcast, lots of words from the podcast. And I got the idea that she is watching them and listening to them a lot. And the other day, she spoke very well. Trust me, she spoke so well, and I could see in her speaking, she would just improve every single day. So I say to the students, listen and repeat. While you listen, take notes, try to summarize that in your own words. Record your voice. Listen to your voice again and again. Compare the voice with your previous voices. And you have to put some effort.
Surely. So I can actually get something out of you speaking that if students want to improve their speaking, they have to be listening to what they want with purpose. For example, sometimes students say that I'm watching movies every day. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to audio tracks, or I'm just watching everything else in English, even if I'm interested in those topics or subjects for which the videos are actually recorded or everything else, but I'm not learning anything. And I think that the problem is that they're doing everything without any purpose. For example,
Indeed, yeah, that's the point.
yeah, your purpose might be the vocabulary. Your purpose might be to improve their pronunciation. Your purpose might be to improve your note-taking skill or everything else, isn't it?
Of course. Let me tell you my own experience. From the year 2017, the first time I heard a podcast, it was about, I think, the rise of crypto. The rise of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and the digital market. I'm talking about the digital currency market. So it really got me into it. The topic was truly interesting and actually a bit of new for me. I had heard about it, but when I heard that, it was interesting for me. So my purpose was, while listening and watching this podcast, I wanted to know what really is this crypto market. So since then, I can tell you what information I got from that. I still remember the words that they used. I still remember the phrases that they used. I still remember the accent. There were two guys. One was British, the other one was American. So I still remember their accent, how they used to ask each other question. So here I mean to say that since then, I'm a big fan of podcasts.
So, between those two accents, which one was funnier for you?
Well, not funnier, interesting was,
No, funny.
funny was, of course, British.
Was it funny for you?
Because I don't know,
Or not so?
I don't know how you get to the point where you can say water. Like, what do you mean? A bottle of water? I don't know. Okay. If I say in American, it's like a bottle of water. That makes more sense to me. I don't know about others. So that was a bit funnier. But remember, that's also a point. I didn't pay any attention to the what being funny or not or whatever. I was just deep into the information I was getting. The value that I got from that was important. So here I come back to your point. As you said, they have to listen with a purpose. Remember, most of the times the students, they make a mistake. They watch English videos of the teachers teaching English in the English videos. Come on, guys. Don't do that. That's a big mistake. Just watch what you are interested in, but in English.
Yes, surely. So they like to use their native language a lot because they think that it's going to be easier, but they're in the wrong way. Surely, yeah, indeed. For example, if you want to improve your vocabulary, so you can use the monolingual vocabulary part, so you can say monolingual dictionaries in which you can receive lots of new words out of the words that you want to study here. And also, it's about accents. That's also one of the most important parts of speaking, specifically if you want to improve your natural accent, not the way you have to act. So, can you see any differences between these 2 points, to act or to be natural?
Well, to act, first of all, I suggest that they have to start by acting. Yeah, but not, and they should be very careful not to make acting as a habit.
Is it good to stretch the words a lot?
Well, stretching the words a lot is like overacting. Let's not get to that point. I suggest in the beginning, it's okay to act like a person you want to speak like in the future. That's fine. Like I did Eminem. He was my favorite a rapper, and he is still my favorite.
Which is a role model.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a role model. I would call it a person who can teach me something. Like, fortunately, my role model is myself, and which I'm very happy about that because I need to grow every day. That's very important. So what I mean by that, yes, you can act like, if you like somebody's speaking, you like somebody's accent, you like somebody's pronunciation, you can act like them. Like most of my students, they like the way Barack Obama speaks. He says he speaks louder, clearer, and with high and lower pitch, and his voice is very strong. So they follow him, they try to act like him. But then in level 4 and 5, I tell them, stop acting like Obama. You aren't Obama. And then they get the point. And then they start becoming themselves. But the thing is, they have the same accent, but with their own natural voice and own natural things.
Yes.
In it.
Actually, one of the topics that really grabbed my attention to it is to pick a side to become a good person in some accents. Sometimes it's so hard to actually become a good person at articulating the sounds and everything else when you want to pronounce the words. So, for example, sometimes, including me, for example, I like to speak British, but I have to speak American to be understandable for the people around me, including the students, especially the students, because most of them don't know anything about the British accent. So, is it important to focus on the videos with the same accent from the beginning to the end, or to have a mixture of both accents, or maybe the other accents in the words?
Well, definitely great question. Now, I suggest until the basics, like let's say until intermediate, while they're done with intermediate, they have to go with one clear accent, which is American. I prefer, which is clearer, understandable, and easy to grab. Then they're gonna go to different accents. They gotta go to British accent, listen to British people. They gotta go to Canadian accent, Australian accent, Scottish, Polish. they have to actually get used to a lot of accent. And sometimes I suggest them to go with Thai accent, which is a bit different. I tell them, suggest them, listen to Indian accent,
Well, Pakistan.
Pakistan, whatever accent they get to, but they have to get the main point. So I believe if you know English until, let's say, let's levelize English like this very easily into 4 levels: A, B, C. C will be the first basic level. If your level is C, don't mix your accent listening. Just listen to one specific accent. In B, just listen to one specific accent. In A, go for many different accents, not, and then pick your choice. That's it.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the best tricks for students to improve their speaking. For example, here we have two things. First, we receive things and then we produce. Also, if you don't know the people's accents, you can't produce anything. To do this, you have to know lots of accents in the world. For example, if I watch a video in which the person is talking about something in the British accent, if I don't understand it, how can I share my ideas about it with other people? So that's also a point. As you said, that once we grow more and more, and also once we reach the advanced level, so we have to get used to lots of accents in the world to improve one more. So what do you think about the mistakes that the people usually make when they want to speak? Is it important?
Well, no, not at all. It's not important. Whoever wants to speak English, don't care about grammar in the beginning. Now, why do I say that? So let's go back to a time when you were a kid. When you made mistakes, your family would laugh at you because you would not follow the rules and regulations like they did. And it was funnier for them. But if we go with that idea, like you're just a kid in this language, remember, you're just a baby. You're learning the words newly. They're all new to you. You haven't heard them before. If you're making any mistake, it doesn't matter. And don't give damn about the people who laugh at you when you make mistakes. So in the beginning, you shouldn't care about the grammatical mistakes. Go for it, speak it. It doesn't matter what mistakes you're making because mistakes are the proof that you are learning.
Yeah, surely. But let me ask a question inside this question. So you said that the people who are like the children or the kids, they shouldn't care anything about the
Well, so
language learning.
let me clarify that. I said, just imagine when you were a kid, you were trying to learn your own language from your parents or whoever around your family. When you made mistakes, they would laugh at you, but you wouldn't take it seriously, would you? Not. Because it was a new language for you, newly you were speaking. So I said, in the same way, if the students, if the English learners, if a language learners, if they think like that, okay, I'm just new to this language, I don't know anything about language, I'm a baby in this language. That way they can improve a lot. Then they won't care about the mistakes, like just like as a child do. But that's a different discussion, like how do children learn a language and how do adults do.
Yeah, it's about language acquisition. Yeah, children. So, but my point is something else. Okay. So, for example, you know that English or any other languages become a part of everyone's life. Okay. So, for example, once it becomes your habit to say something in that way, it's going to be so hard to change it, to change your opinion about it. And also, once you get used to saying something in the wrong way, it's going to take a lot of time to correct it again. What do you think about this? For example, once you go to the formal or the academic context in which you need to use academic and grammatical things should be important in your speaking.
Well, great point to be mentioned. Now, the students should not have the illusion of making mistakes always. Now, what I tried to say is first try to be confident in the language. Don't get used to wrong words, wrong pronunciation, wrong grammatical points. When I say speak, don't care about the mistakes. That means get used to speaking. That's my point. Get used to speaking. If in the beginning you care about you build confidence, as well as you're looking to the grammatical point, the accent, the pronunciation of the words. Oh, you are doing lots of things together. So what I say, divide them. First, you have to develop confidence. Then you're gonna look at the grammatical point. But once you know, okay, I'm now confident, I can speak, I know more words, then go into the grammatical points. Take the grammatical points seriously. Once you are confident, then take it seriously. Before that, just try to gain confidence by speaking at anywhere, with anyone, and at any time. That's it.
So yeah, that's the great point that you mentioned. Okay, so grammar sometimes can also kill your speaking, as I believe, but not mostly focusing on grammar can also cause some problems in your speaking, especially if you once go to the academic context of the language. Grammar has a direct relationship. Grammar has a direct relationship with the writing section too, because it is also a product skill. So if we can't master grammar once we reach the points in which we need to know grammar and our speaking and writing, so it'll be the worst way to learn the grammar.
Try to build confidence.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's all about psychology of the people.
Yes.
So now let's talk about the vocabulary part of speaking section. So what do you think of the vocabulary size of the people when they want to use the words in the speaking? Because most of the time you might have noticed something among the people. For example, they might know or they might understand, they might have memorized lots of words, but the commonly used words that they have in the speaking is just about 200 to 500 words every day. So is it important?
So first of all, let me give you a very, very important notice. Remove the word memorizing from your dictionary. I'm calling upon all the students again. Do not memorize. Your brain does not have the capacity to memorize 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000, whatever thousand you're talking about, words. So what should we do for vocabulary? For vocabulary, try to learn 3 words in a day. That's it. So how many words in a week? In 2 days, 3 days? You're learning a lot of words. Try to repeat those words. Try to learn the words that are related to your class, related to your life, related to your thing you're doing. So if I'm learning computer science, I'm studying computer science, I'm a programmer, I'm going to learn a few words: input, output, programming language, and some functions. So first try to learn the basic words. Don't memorize it, use them.
So in a nutshell, and to wrap up our discussion about the English language, it's really crucial for you to master English language at any parts of your life, to do whatever you want. And also, I've got a popular saying about English that if you are not called a crazy speaker, you will not become a good speaker, because most of the time you need to speak even if you want to walk to school or home and the people are just watching you, and also they might think that you're just talking to yourself because you're a crazy person. So if you don't do these crazy things, you'll not become a good speaker.
All right. For the last point, I would like to mention that it's a short story, and we'll put a conclusion to this discussion. I had problem in reading numbers. Like I had problem while seeing 4 or 5 numbers together. I could not read them as a whole number. So one of my teachers, math teacher in class 4, she told me, I still remember what she said. She said, Bilal, try to read the number plates of the cars while you're walking home, or wherever you are. Try to read the number plates. So what I did, I started from reading the number plates of the cars. After 2 weeks, trust me, I could read long numbers. I could read exactly the way the teacher told me. So first, students, those who are going somewhere to learn English, those who are attending places to learn English, first of all, I believe mentors. Their mentors, English coach, English instructor, teachers are very important. They should be somebody. They should be somebody who actually is speaking, writing, and know as good in listening. So, guys, speak without limitation. Do not care about the people, what they say, and have a good time.
Yes, thank you for being here up to this moment and for your company. Thank you.